This happened about 10 years ago, give or take. I learnt several years after the incident that this is what the doctors call sleep paralysis. I say they're full of shit because I believe that this really happened. I don't use drugs outside of caffeine and nicotine. I don't drink alcohol of any sort. So this was not a hallucination caused by either of the two. Nor do I have any mental issues that I know of. Let's make that clear. Going back about a year before this incident, at that time I was really into ghost hunting shows. I watched and recorded any and every show that I could find that was about a team of ghost hunters investigating haunted places. Some were really good, and others just sucked. No disrespect. I remember watching this show where the lead hunter guy is a muscle-bound jerk who doesn't like bullies, but in turn is one himself. He orders his crew around like he owns them, and they follow him blindly like sheep. I think you know the one. It's a good show, or at least it used to be. They were investigating a bar owned by an old country singer, located in one of the southern states, who wrote a semi-popular song about a girl. Everyone in the paranormal community says this place is truly haunted. They were down in the basement, I think. It's been a while since I've seen it, and to this day, it is the only episode of the show that I will never watch again. They were talking with some guy about what goes on there, when up in the left top corner of the screen, there appeared a shadowy figure, wearing a cowboy hat, standing in the doorway. At this time in the show, they stopped the film and pointed out what they were actually doing down there. They didn't see this figure, and only discovered it while reviewing the footage. I was naive back then, and didn't really know much about the paranormal. I figured out it's a TV show, what harm could it really do? But I was wrong. Now I know that ghosts, entities, or whatever you want to call them, can follow you home from places, and are made up of energy and can travel through any energy source they want to. And one did. Many years before this incident, an old friend of mine, back when I was 11 or 12, who I met through playing baseball in the same team. Anyway, he had recently bought a house and was looking for someone to give his old mobile home to, which is where this incident happened. We had lost contact over the years, but unbeknown to me, he had kept in contact with my father. My father gave him my number. He called up maybe an offer I couldn't refuse. A free trailer. Just pay your rent. I'll take it. The trailer was old and needed work, but it was a good deal. I moved in, did some minor repairs, and a couple of weeks after that, I invited my father and stepmother over for dinner. My stepmother is what she calls an old soul. She can sense when things are not right with the universe. She took one look at the place and said, "There's bad juju here. I don't like it." Every time she came to visit, she was nervous. She wouldn't sit still, always looking down the hallway. She eventually stopped coming. She said it was too thick for her, whatever that meant. I just thought she was nuts. Now I know she's not. I lived there for many years, had some strange things happen, seeing apparitions out of the corner of my eye, voices, cold breezes, etc. I just chalked it up to bad lighting, outside noises, and insulation issues. Some rational explanation, until that night. The night that changed my whole belief system forever. The night I will never forget. I was laying in bed, asleep on my back, like I always do, when I woke up and noticed a black figure standing in the doorway of my bedroom. The hallway light was on. I always leave it on in case I need to make a bathroom run late at night. The light from behind the figure showed it had a head, 2 arms and 2 legs, but no eyes. It was just standing there. I blinked a couple times to make sure I wasn't seeing what I was seeing, and sure enough, I was. Only this time when I looked at it, it was wearing a cowboy hat. The moment I realized that, I physically saw it jump from the standing position of the doorway, over top of the bed and land on top of me. My body became stiff, unable to move. Out of my peripheral vision, I could see my wife lying next to me. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. I saw the figure sitting on top of me. It reached its hands down into my chest and started squeezing my lungs. I couldn't breathe. It was squeezing the life right out of me. There I was, gasping for air, paralyzed and unable to make a sound. Just when I thought I was about to die, a series of intensely bright lights started flashing all around the room, like a strobe light on steroids. I closed my eyes to shield them from the light. It was that bright. All of a sudden, my body jerked a couple times, like a convulsion, and then stopped. I opened my eyes and it was gone. I was able to breathe again. I lied there, heavy breathing for a good 20 minutes, too scared to move. When I finally got the nerve to try, I slowly moved my right hand over to my nightstand, still shaking from fear. I grabbed my phone to check the time, like I always do when I wake up in the middle of the night. The time was 3:48 a.m., the witching hour. Needless to say, I didn't go back to sleep that night. I cautiously got out of bed so not to wake my wife up, and turned on every light in the house. Every single one, including all bedroom lights. How my wife stayed sleeping, I do not know, but thankfully she did. I made a pot of coffee, grabbed my Bible, and sat at the dining room table, drinking coffee, Bible in hand, until the morning came. I must have smoked at least a pack and a half of cigarettes in that 3-hour span of time. I'm good with that. I'm still alive. I asked my wife if she had seen or heard anything strange the night before. She said no, and I left it at that. I didn't tell her what happened, and I still haven't. She probably wouldn't believe me anyway. My wife and I stayed at that trailer for about 2 months after that. When we got the opportunity to rent an actual house, we took it. We packed all of our things and moved out. On the last day we were ever at that trailer, my wife had left the vacuum in the back bedroom, where this experience happened. She asked if I would go get the vacuum, and I agreed. Upon entering the room, a weird sense of dread fell over me, and something inside of me told me I needed to get out of there. I grabbed the vacuum, ran down the hallway, and ran out of the front door as fast as I could, slamming the door behind me. I then turned around and yelled, "You want this place? You can have it. I'm gone." My wife looked at me like I've lost my mind. My father and stepmother helped us move, along with some friends. My stepmother insisted that we should drive the vehicles that contained all our belongings over bodies of water to block any of the bad juju from coming with us to the new house. We did, and have had no bad experiences in our new house. Aside from a few really bad dreams I had the first couple of nights we were there, about the trailer. But that was it.